Hello everyone, this is Amrita Pordike. Welcome to my channel, and today we're going to talk about how to take photographs outdoors in natural light. Just like me, you're probably staying at home, sheltering in place, and also trying to figure out the things you can do at home. But fortunately for us, spring is here and there are beautiful flowers everywhere. I don't have a huge garden as we moved from our old place into our new home, our first home, and all I have are about 5 or 6 pots. And that's it. I still have to do my landscaping and it went on hold because of the whole COVID-19. But the roses I have so many buds on them and are bursting with blooms. I thought this might be the perfect opportunity for me to teach you how to take photographs in natural light. Because all of us go to these beautiful locations, hikes, gardens, and we see these beautiful flowers, but just don't know how to photograph them. I think one of the most commonly asked questions I get is how to shoot flowers outdoors. So I thought I would share some of my tips and also a few hacks. Let's go and shoot some flowers in my backyard. Tip number 1 is figuring out what equipment you want to use. My favorite setup for taking these photographs is my Nikon D810 DSLR and my Sigma 50mm 1.4 Art Series lens. I absolutely adore that lens. I really think it's an amazing investment, and if you're planning to buy a 50mm lens, a Nifty 50 is great and I have one of those too, but this lens is something amazing. The way it captures the photograph is absolutely divine. Majority of my photographs that you see are usually taken on this lens. Today we're going to use that setup. The other thing I feel that is very important is having a tripod. Normally I like to place my camera on a tripod and then shoot the images. I just have one really good tripod and I didn't have another one that I could use for my video camera, so I had to sacrifice and just shoot handheld. But if you are going to shoot outside and if you can carry it, please carry a tripod because it will give you very sharp and crisp images. The second tip that is very important is the timing of the shoot. According to me, the best time to get beautiful colors on nature, on the flowers, on a landscape is the golden hour, or the magical hour as people call it. It is either at sunrise or at sunset. Just for your information, here are some of the details on the golden hour and the blue hour. If there is a day outside that you think, it looks crappy because it's raining or it's cloudy outside, that might actually be the best time to go shoot flowers because the clouds will give you this beautiful diffused light on the flowers. Today, as you can see, there's a gorgeous day outside where it's the bright blue sunny sky and no clouds whatsoever in the skies to help with the shoot. If you are shooting on a day where there is no cloud cover and the sun is blasting, or in other words, it is beautiful and a lovely day outside, what you can do is shoot in shadows. Either find shadows where you can shoot the flowers or create shadows using your own body. The hack I use for creating beautiful diffused light over a flower on a bright sunny day is to use the diffuser from my 5-in-1 reflector. You know, the inside diffuser, the transparent diffuser that you have inside the 5-in-1 reflector. If you would like to know more about how to use 5-in-1 reflectors, feel free to check out this video on my top 5 photography accessories that I use in my day-to-day life. So I use these modifiers to create beautiful, soft, diffuse light on the flowers. The third tip that I have is know your surroundings. Is there a wall that's right next to the flowers that is reflecting off of it, creating some kind of a color cast on the flower, which would not look that great once you actually take the image. And there's no way you can take it out in post-processing, or it would really hard to take it out. I always believe in shooting for the final image. If you move yourself or the flower just a little bit away from a wall or a fence that is casting a shadow or a color cast on it, that would give you a much better image. The other thing also to think about is if it can be seen in the image. It might not create the most aesthetically pleasing image. You are just trying to shoot a flower and there's this busy fence in the background, it's not gonna look that good. So try to look at the flower from a different angle, and you might find an angle where you can shoot the flower where that fence doesn't exist, and you could actually take the image. The fourth tip I have is about composition. Use your normal rules of composition that you would use in any other image. One of my favorite rules of composition is to use the rule of thirds, where you use a 3x3 grid and you place the most interesting elements at the intersection of those lines. The fifth tip I have is about the background. Separate out the background by increasing the distance in between the flower and the background. That will help you create a gorgeous bouquet behind the flower itself. It will also help in removing any distractions that are there in the background. For example, if there are twigs, leaves, weird looking stems, those will be gone off the background, and that will help you create a beautiful image. Because otherwise that would make the photograph just look too busy and your audience won't be focused on the photo of the flower. My sixth tip is a hack on the days I don't get up early enough to be able to shoot flowers, and I'm shooting it during the day with the midday sun or during the evenings where there's no morning dew to be found. I usually carry the spray bottle with me, which I spray on the flower to create this light mist on the flower, which will help in enhancing the look of the flower. It look as if you took this early in the morning with this beautiful dew on the petals of the flower. My seventh tip is focusing on your foreground along with your background. This is one of my favorite tips, and you know this if you've seen my previous video on the mobile landscape photography tip, and the link is here, and this is the video if you want to check it out. What I like to do is to utilize different elements in nature to create this depth in an image by using them in the foreground of the image. They will look blurry when you bring them close to the lens. That would give your image this beautiful depth and create a very aesthetically pleasing image. If I am shooting nature, one of the elements I most like to use is nature itself, because it helps create a more cohesive image. And that's why I always try to use different elements in the nature itself. Maybe petals from the same flower or leaves from the same plant. What is your favorite flower that you like to photograph? Comment below, let me know. I don't know if I can pick my favorite flower. I love them all. Join me on my Instagram for some more fun footage, for behind the scenes, and also beautiful still life images. Give the video a thumbs up if you learned something from it or found some inspiration from it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell to be notified of all my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and have an amazing day. Stay safe, everyone. Sending all of you lots of positive vibes. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Make sure to check out these videos to learn more about photography. But fortunately for us, spring has sprung. But the roses I have went into a full bud burst.
I need you